So hope we have got 50 to 60% of 50% of the audience. So I wish we can start the session. Just to introduce myself, I am Kiran Ram Babu, uh, like founder and director of training for Mahoji's Institute of Technology. We a company who provide trainings on multiple technologies or growing technologies, which is related to automation. And this specific webinar is like targeted for the audience of like students and freshers, so that you guys can understand why Python and what's more. So with the field of web development, and Anand will be our trainer, and he will be walking you through with the session. And importantly, at the end of the session, we will be requesting for the feedback. Please help us with your responses for the feedback, so that we can able to provide more free webinars and more trainings and more events we can able to conduct it across. Thank you so much, and let's start the session. Anand, over to you.
Thank you, thank you, Hiren. Hello all, very good evening, and my name is Anand. So today we are going to talk about a webinar on web development with Python, and basically why Python, why do you need to learn that language, and what's the features and benefits, who can learn, and all we cover all these general topics so that you'll get a fair bit of understanding of the usage of the language, where you can use it, how easy is to learn the particular language. A quick background about myself. I'm working in IT for the past 12 plus years in experience, and currently I have a entrepreneur myself, founder of Auto Intellisystems Private Limited, and I have 10 plus years of development experience with Python, and I'm myself a software engineer. So we develop products and basically with Python, and we create automation products. We create workflow or automation systems with Python, which help companies automate their regular and day-to-day activities. So that's about myself. If you want to understand more about myself, there's a LinkedIn, a particular URL. You can always uh, go there and just get an understanding. So without much delay, let us dig into the actual webinar. So below are some of the topics that we will be covering for today's session. Basically, everybody wanted to understand some of these key aspects. Rather than jumping directly into the topic, why should I learn Python as a language? What is that benefit that I would be getting? So how it can help me grow my career as a as a student, how it can help me to get additional knowledge and one of the best programming language in the market. As an IT fresher, how it can help me to add an additional skills that help me in my current organizations or in my current load, and how long does it take to master or learn Python and put all your learnings in your current field. So these are some of the topics which we would be covering today, and yeah, so let's get started. So if you see, there's an interesting aspect. So Stack Overflow is an organization. It's basically a Q&A website which has users put in their questions, and there's a lot of community of users who basically answers this. So Stack Overflow conducts these polls every 5 years. So if you see, in the year 2015, the list of most loved programming languages, Python was there on the 10th place with 66% of users contributing that this is one of the most loved programming languages. The same Stack Overflow conducted these polling in the year 2020, but if you see the amount of growth that Python achieved over these past 5 years, especially in the field of machine learning, data analytics, data science, scripting and
Excuse me,
automation,
sir.
and yeah.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Like you can retry. Anand, your screen is visible.
Oh, okay.
Sir,
So Gautam, like you can like retry to join or refresh.
okay, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So if you see this in the year 2020, Python was there on the top three most loved programming languages across all across the globe, conducted by one of the leading site for the Q&A website. So especially the amount of things that Python contribute, the amount of field that Python is used has drastically gets increased. So Python is one of the major programming languages today in terms of web development, machine learning and data sciences, artificial intelligence, GUI programming, automation testing. So you name it, there is Python is the lead contributor for some of these particular verticals. So that is why most of the old age developers, all the modern developers switching it to Python to make use of it to create a lot of products, a lot of website, blogs, all this. So we'll get to know everything in detail in the upcoming slides. What are the applications of Python, where exactly it uses, what are the features and aspects of it. So I'm going to also talk about some the top 5 reasons or the factors behind Python's high demand and increasing popularity. So what made Python, become one of the most loved programming languages in the current, IT. So and why learning Python is one of the best decisions that you can still make in the year 2021. So we know as a student, as a fresher, as a system administrator, as a a developer who wants to switch into another programming languages, what is the best thing that Python is an offer for you?
Sir, screen is not still visible.
Is that affecting everyone?
No, the screen is visible.
Sir,
No,
I
sir,
have
we
three times and two times
Gautam,
joined again and again. That also.
maybe then your side connection problem, Gautam.
Sir, actually,
No,
it
I
said
think
that
this is not visible for him. The screen, what I see is whiteboard is in progress. I think,
yeah,
yeah, it's same for everyone. It's same for everyone. That's the screen.
No, the screen is showing why should I learn Python?
Yeah, that's where I'm in.
Yeah, it's visible here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do one thing. I'll reshare my, I'll stop sharing and start sharing once again.
Anand,
Let me know.
Anand, yeah, you can stop it and reshare.
Speaker's face is not seen.
sir, now it is visible. All right. Sorry to disturb.
Not a
Fine.
problem. Thank you.
And now we can see.
Hope everybody is able to see my screen, right?
Only now.
Yeah, yes.
All right, okay. So I was actually talking about, the top 5 reasons why, somebody should learn Python, and what it takes to learn Python, and how much time frame it takes to learn Python. So these are some of the topics that we would be covering in the next couple of slides. So why should I learn Python? So basically these are some of the top 5 reasons that we have that which will help you to understand why should I learn this like that. First thing, Python is really simple and syntax friendly. So when Python was introduced in the year 1991, the creator of Python, Guido van Rossum, was one thing in mind. So he wanted to make it as simple as to understand it is in a plain English. So it's not just complicated like other programming languages having complex syntaxes, complex variable declaration. Python is very simple, very easy to type and understand. So the syntax is very very simple, and it is a dynamically typed language. So all you need is to just put a couple of lines rather than putting some 10 lines of code in other languages like Java or C or C++. So that's how simple and easy to understand, and it is very very syntax friendly. So this particular feature makes it extremely easy to master even for a non-technical individual. So somebody who wants to get started as a fresher, especially the college students or the freshers who just joined their first organization, post pass out of their respective colleges. This particular feature makes it very extremely easy to master this, and get started with one of the programming languages in the career. And second most important aspect is the extremely rich library set that Python comes with. So first of all, Python is an open source language, meaning it is free to use. Everybody can contribute. It has an awesome community. So everybody, even if you're stuck, there are thousands of people is there to help you. And even if you wanted to get started in your own domain. So if it, let's say, if you are in the field of an automation testing, there's a Python library which will get you started then and there. So if you are a UI UX developer and wanted to get started with web development, there is an awesome set of libraries there to support you to get started. So you don't want to write anything from scratch. And if you want to start automating in your own domain, let's say you are a system administrator who want to get started by automating your daily tasks. And there's a list of libraries that Python ready-made available, which will help you to get started in your own domain. So that's the second most important feature in only one programming languages, and Python has that extremely rich set of a library. So whatever topic there is, it's already an available library. So even in terms of machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, embedded applications, web development, automation or scripting, there are hundreds and hundreds of library which is available today, which you can get started right away. You don't need to start anything from scratch, especially in Python. Third most important aspect is the extensive online documentation available. So as I mentioned, Python started in the way 1991, and the creator Guido van Rossum made one thing very particular. The documentation of these languages should be really helpful to reach a larger set of audiences. Not only Python's core documentation, even the libraries which comes addition to it, and people who contribute, who create these libraries and post this, they made a very awesome rich set of documentation available, including examples, all the functions available in the particular libraries, which will makes anybody to get started and learn this programming language. So if you want to learn Python tomorrow, first step is to search for the documentation which comes available with the product. So it is very neatly documented and very neatly available, so that anybody who wanted to get started can be extremely easy to get started with this language. Fourth one, as I mentioned, it's an open source language, so it comes with an awesome community of developers who are particularly online and available. So even when you got stuck in any of your respective fields, the moment you post that in the internet, you will be able to get some 10 answers within some minutes or hours to fix up your problem. So that's the growing community, and there are lot of people dedicated that time to develop these or respond to your questions. Even not just individual, there are larger organizations indeed who are dedicatedly contributing to these some set of modules or the Python course product or the documentation. So you will always get an answer whenever and wherever you get stuck in your current projects. And last but not the least, the diversification of application that comes with Python. So as I mentioned earlier, so there is a Python modules which are available for any different kinds of verticals which are there in the market. So if in case of automation testing, if it in case of scripting, in case of web development, in case of machine learning and data science, and in case of data analytics, there are diversified application that you can get your hands on with by learning Python. So these are some of the important aspects, and one of the top 5 reasons that somebody has to start learn Python. So what are all the applications that Python is currently can be used to develop into? So These are, some of the applications that we can think of, but, this is not just these. There are, again, some hundreds of applications and verticals that Python can support into. Majorly, Python is currently the most popular programming languages in terms of web development and web application. The simplicity that that this product has made some of the best choices for the current developers who wanted to develop websites or develop web-based or SaaS-based applications on the fly. Python is the first choice for these because of the very, very simple to use and very, fast in terms of creating these web-based applications and development. So there are, again, lots of libraries, pre-created widgets, pre-created templates which are available that will help you to get started in terms of web development. Second, desktop and GUI application. So even if you wanted to build a small, client-side application, so if you want to build a desktop applications or a chatbot, which will respond to users' queries, all these can be easily built, with Python. Console-based application. So if you are Unix or Linux side of programmers, you can build, command line programs, console applications which responds to user inputs without a GUI, a terminal. So Python is one of the best fit, for those. Especially, if you are a Linux administrator, you might know most of the, Linux commands that you run today, all written in, Python. So keeping that in mind, so you can build some of the, large console based applications with Python. Software development, Python has extremely powerful in terms of software development, especially in the back end development. Let's say you want to build APIs, you want to, build back end, logics. Python is one of the predominant and the go-to programming language for the current developers in terms of software development. Scientific and numeric, especially in terms of, data sciences, building data lakes, creating, analyzing, large sets of, data. Python has made its way into one of the top, data science programs that you can use it today, especially the amount of libraries that it comes to. For example, you have TensorFlow, you have NumPy, ScraPy, and then SkyPy. So these are some of the libraries you can search for, which will make this programming extremely easy to build data science based application. And when exactly when you wanted to get your hands on in the area of machine learning and data science, Python is the go-to tool for most of the, beginners in terms of data science applications. So likewise, you have business application, you want to build a audio video based applications, you want to do an image processing application. There are, some, hundreds and hundreds of modules which are available, which you can put together to build, applications. Only the advantage here is the rapid, prototyping and building. So, it's not just it's going to take months to build this application. Because of these extremely rich library sets and document available, anybody who wants to get started today should be able to create an app within, less than a month or less than a couple of months. That's the industry average I was talking about. So that made, Python one of the most loved programming languages in the current scenario. So what is the feature sets of Python? So what made Python become some of the most popular in the current IT market? First thing, it's open source and it's free of cost. So anybody who wants to get started, just go download it, and you can set it up in your own laptops and start coding right away. So it can support. Second thing is it's OS agnostic. So if you are very good in Windows, you can install Python in Windows and start doing things. If you're very good in Linux or Unix based systems, you can deploy Python, and most of the Unix system has an inbuilt Python interpreter installed. And if you are still a Mac based or an Apple user, you have Python pretty much available in your systems to start make use of it. So that's the popularity that we were talking about, and it's open source and it's completely free of cost. And as I mentioned, it supports multiple domains, so you can have it in your Mac, you can have it in your Unix, you can have it in your Windows-based systems. You can right away get started, and start. And it is extremely easy and portable. So if you want to build a code, if you build a code in Windows, and you can execute in a Linux platform, using the standard set of libraries available. So it's extremely portable and can be shipped to other operating systems as well. Second most important aspect, as I was keep telling, it is very easy to learn, code, and implement. So because of the simplicity, the very easy to use syntax, and its dynamically typing nature, and extremely availability of documentation, extremely rich library sets, made it very easy to learn, code, and implement right away. Some of our students in the current institute, even within less than 15 or 16 hours of training, they were able to automate some of their daily, regular, weekly activities in their current organizations. So that is the amount of simplicity we are talking about here. And Python also supports scientific library. So as I was mentioned, Python is one of the go-to programming languages when it meant for data science, data analytics, as well as machine learning. Some of the libraries include Matplotlib, SciPy, NumPy, Pandas, Keras. So these are all the machine learning libraries which are currently available in the market, and Python helps you to get started quickly and easily. In terms you're looking for Python for scientific computations, data analysis, and so on. And as I mentioned, it is extremely fast, flexible, and portable. So Python supports both procedural and object-oriented programming. So if you are, let's say you are a Java developer who wants to get your hands dirty with Python. So you have, all your years you have been worked on object-oriented programming in Java, and you can very easily include those concepts as Python supports object-oriented programming coding patterns. And if you are looking for scripting and automation, if you want to do a procedural code, you can very easily able to create those as well. So it's extremely flexible to use. So these are some of the it's not restricted to this, but these are some of the features that makes this language one of the most popular in the area of IT. So who can basically learn Python? So who can learn Python and get started with? So basically, if you ask us, everybody and anybody, even if you have zero knowledge on coding, can get started with Python. So especially you're a college student and basics of conditional statement, decision makings in your syllabus, you should be very easy to get started with Python because of the, as I mentioned, the simplicity in using this languages. Second thing, freshers. So when you joined as a fresher in a system administration field or an automation testing, or in terms you're doing an intern in terms of development or a product development company, obviously is very good to have, or a must to have languages that you can get started with. It is very easy to learn. That too, if you are an IT fresher, you can have another programming languages in your resume that Python can add value into. System administrator. So let's say you are a decade of experience in system administration. You're doing L1, L2, L3 level of jobs in whatever domains you are. You're a database. It could be a database administrator. You could be a network administrator. You could be a Windows Linux operating system administrator who wants to automate your regular day-to-day activities in your current organization, or at least you wanted to get started somewhere in terms of automating your day-to-day process and procedures. I think Python is the go-to languages for the system administrator, especially when you do a lot of shifts, night shifts or the second shifts, where you do a lot of backups, restores, executing SQL commands and queries. For those, if you start automating, if you start understanding the way things works, and if you start putting it together and tying up with language like Python, it supports you very well, and you can start automating things, which will also make you free up some time and energy in your respective area. So I think it's a must to have language, and especially for system administrators. Developers, yes. So everybody are started to incline towards Python, especially in terms of web development. So the amount of popularity these languages, especially Django and Flask, gains over the period of years. Everybody who are previously doing it with PHP, using Laravel as a frameworks, they are all switching it to Python as one of the go-to programming languages, because you can create a complete stack, front end, backend. You can be a complete full stack developers by learning Python, because the way you can model your templates, or you can customizing the web APIs, or you can creating the backend APIs. This is one of the go-to programming languages in today's world. Finally, for freelancers who wants to do some freelance job, or you want to create some sidekick projects, I think Python is one of the best. If you want to try Python as a hobby, or if you want to create a small sidekick project, or do some small automation projects as a freelancer, I think you can also get started with Python. So literally, Python is for anybody and everybody who wanted to get started in this area. So let's get into our actual topic. So why Python for web development? So, if you see this, I have a small video pack which, talks about what made Python one of the most popular for web development. So this statistics data we have taken from 2012. So if you see here, Django and Flask are there from the beginning. So that is one of the go-to programming languages for all the popular backend frameworks or all the web development frameworks. So Django is the right on top. Flask is catching up. So these two are the Python frameworks which will help you for web development. So if you see, by April 2020, within a fraction of 7-8 years, you can see that some of the top three most popular backend framework, according, to most of this poll, you can see Flask and Django was right there on the first, in the first top three list. So which means this is extremely useful for all the developers who are, getting started with web development, especially. And, for web development in Python, there are a lot of frameworks available, but the top two frameworks for anybody's choice obviously is Django and Flask. So we'll see what is Django and what is Flask in the upcoming slides. Django and Flask are basically the libraries which will help you to create beautiful websites, blogs, web applications, SaaS based products, and so on. So what are the layers of web development? So what is actually a web development? So web development is nothing but any site you access. For example, if you go to AWS, or if you want to go search something in Google, when you open up a browser and fire up a URL, whatever the content it comes in front of you is the front end or the client side scripting. So the UI, the fields or the images you see, those are all the front end. We call it as in the language of web development. And on all the data it picks up, all the data that it sends to the servers to stir it. For example, you put your email ID and register to some site. That email ID gets stored somewhere in your in a database. So that is called as backend. So obviously a web development framework will have a front end and will have a back end, and there's a storage area. So to keep it is very simple, this is what web development is. When somebody access any URL, if you put google.com, it goes, checks the databases, takes the content and show it in your browser. So that is actually the web development. So we will get to see a lot of things in the courses, but just to keep it very short and simple for today's webinar, this is what web development is. And Flask and Django are right there in terms of web development. So what are the top web development frameworks in Python? So let's keep it very narrow it down to Python. There are a lot of web development frameworks available, and there are a lot of languages available for web development. Since we are only focusing on Python today, what are some of the web development frameworks available? these are some of the things. One is, as I mentioned, Flask. There's Django. There is called Bottle. There's called Cherry Pie, and there's called Pyramid. So these are some of the. So these are also called as libraries. So you can just install. If you do, it's like an installation of a software. So you can install this and you get started right away in these programming languages. So why Django and Flask became extremely popular is. um Django is something. It comes with a complete package. So it has got all the bells and whistles. It has got templates. It has got routings. It has got all. Let's say you want to want to build an authentication module. You want to build your backend logic. You want to route it to various different pages. You can have static pages. You can have dynamic pages. I think Django is the go-to program. Flask is a kind of a micro framework where if you want to build some simple websites, or you want to create a web backend logic or APIs that will respond to users queries coming from the your browser URL. I think Flask is the go-to language. So depending on this, people always select one of these two. But there are others web development frameworks available which you should know it. But Flask and Django are extremely popular in terms of web development. So Django, we call it as full stack framework, but Flask, we call it as the micro framework. So as I mentioned, earlier, so what is Django? Django is a Python web application framework that helps you to build rapid, development in terms of web application. So you don't want to spend time, in building a complete login logout system, because you have templates ready-made available, you have modules ready-made available. All you need is to use it and connect it to your database schema, or connect it to your tables, and your module is up and running. So we call it as a rapid application development framework, because the way you can develop website, rather than in months, you can build website in days. So that is the amount of speed at which these tools support in building some of your web applications. So it is very fast. It helps developers to make applications, the web application especially from a concept to completion as quick as possible. So let's say you wanted to build a prototype and submit to your management or team, you can build it extremely fast, with Django as your web application framework. So, and it can be completely secure. It has got lots of modules available, and you can pick and choose your frameworks literally. So if you can literally customize the entire site, the front end, the back end, the actual logic, the routing, static pages, everything. It's very easy to customize, and it can be very loosely coupled, and it can be extremely secure. So we'll also see what are all the current popular websites that uses Python and its as a backend framework. So if you see, I think I don't even need to tell what is these applications are. So some of the brands who use Django in day out. So YouTube is one of the top sites that uses Python and Django as a web application framework. So now you can see the amount of queries that it receives, the amount of data that it gets stored in its backend, the speed at which it serves you the video and helps you to upload your videos. Similarly, Instagram is one of the popular image-based post services. So that was also started when it gets started. It was built using completely Python plus Django. Discuss is one of the popular question and answer site, like Quora or a Stack Overflow. It is one of the most popular sites available in terms of Q&A or blog posts or so on. So then Pinterest is again one of the social media sites which are available. So these are some you could not even guess that these sites are running in Python. So that is how much popular these languages are when it comes for web development. So these are some of the brands using Flask. So if you see, The top three, if you see, Netflix is one of the video streaming sites or the OTTs which are available currently, most popular OTT which is available in the country. It uses Django as the web backend framework for their, regular um, the logic, the actual logic runs in Django. Airbnb is it's kind of an OYO, where you book hotels and rooms. So that is their entire application runs on top of Flask. Uber, we all know. So that is also running in Flask. So these are all are some of the popular applications that you use day in day out are currently running in either of Flask or Django based framework. So that is the popularity that you would be getting, you will be using in your life when you start with web development, especially with Django and Flask as your framework. So even when you wanted to get started, even if you have zero knowledge on web development, you can get started with these languages, and you should be able to be very proficient within 30 to 60 days of training. So that's the amount of simplicity and the amount of documentation that these libraries carry. So as an institute, what are the courses that we offer in terms of Python and Python related tasks? So we cover right from core until some of the advanced machine learning topics which are available, and all these topics will be trained by some of the professionals who have 10 and 15 years of experience and currently working in IT. So that's the difference that we make apart from other institutes which are available currently in the market. And especially these are some of the topics. When you see the top three most ongoing topics in our institute is full stack web development with Django, or full stack web development with Flask, or you wanted to go and have a combination of web development with both Django and Flask. And if you are the system administrator, want to get started in automating your job, we also get you covered. So we have a task automation module with Python, which tells you how you can automate your regular day-to-day activities in whatever role you are in currently. And you can also have IT automation in-depth learning that will get you started right from core. Even if you don't know what the scripting languages, we will help you cover. So even if you're a student who wanted to start with web development or automation, or you wanted to do in terms of web scraping, or just you wanted to learn about data sciences, or just the basics of Python or the advancement of Python, we got you covered. So there's a topic for everybody over there in the webinar today, and somewhere it will help you get started in the right direction in your current careers, whatever you are in. So these are all the courses on offer. Adding to it, I leave it to Kiran for if you, in case you have any doubts in terms of courses, the hours, whatever gets covered, the syllabus. I think Kiran would be the right person to answer for those queries. So yeah, so with that, that's the end of session, and I'll leave it to the audience in case you have any clarification in terms of the courses or in terms of the language. We are happy to assist now for the next 10-15 minutes. Thank you so much for the time and participating in the webinar, and hope to see you all in the upcoming courses. Thank you so much.
So thanks, Anand. And this is the open Q&A session, so you guys can put your questions, anything related to Python or something related to IT, and also like for our courses duration, whatsoever we're going to take, or our future webinars or whatsoever it is, like you can put your questions, and we are happy to assist. And you guys can unmute and you can speak.
Sir, what's the main difference between web development through React and Node and Django?
Yeah, so React and Node are very good in terms of front-end scripting. You can be only difference I would say, because I know Python for 12 to 15 years of and I also worked on React and Node. The basic difference is the syntax. and the simplicity in using the language. So though both are comparatively same, so when you wanted to do front-end scripting, I think React and Node is the go-to tools. But when you wanted to have the complete power in the server-side scripting, you want to have much more complex logics built in, I think Python is the go-to module.
Sir, in which field there are more jobs, like in Django or React side?
So if you see the current statistics of today's job posting, which I got at one of the site today. So Django was the top, job post that has been there in both LinkedIn or Naukri in terms of large organization I'm talking about, and the pay scale uh, for the programming languages, Python plus Django is there on the top. So Python plus Django tops the list for the highest pay scale, for currently in the market. So, React is there. React is complete, comparatively there, but there is there in the third position. But if you see, Python plus Django for web development is the mostly posted job in the current job sites today.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. You have covered most of the things related to web development. Is there any possibility you can share the syllabus and what type of course module to system administration automation?
Yeah, obviously. So, in the feedback link, you can, post your queries. I think you'll receive an email with all the syllabus contents, the training hours, especially in, task automation for system administrators. Yeah. So I think I'll leave that question to Hiren. So Hiren will send you all the details once if you are registered for this webinar through your email.
If we are new to coding and we do not know anything, is it the right place to start off with? Do you have any basic courses to catch up with Python?
Yeah, again, I may know who is this?
Pratap.
Jay Pratap. Pratap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pratap, like in the feedback form, like what I have given you the feedback form in the chat. Okay. So you can click on the link and you can fill it. There is this question of like which kind of course you are liking to. Okay. So in that, if you select, there is something called as core Python. Okay. Core Python will be starting from what? Like what is Python? It will start from there. It is for the completely beginners, which will like groom the person from the basics, like how to use Python syntax, how to install Python, what are the different methods available to install Python. So everything is available in that particular course. That is called as core Python.
Okay.
And so that is the reason like we have targeted the audience like for the people who want to start from there until the people like who want to be best with the web development. So we wanted to catch up everybody together. So all the course was like that. And earlier again, Vishnuvardhan, I think so, they have asked the question like, is there a possibility for system admin? Yes, in that
Yes.
feedback form, you will be finding a option called as, I will just let you know the option for the IT automation or called as task automation will be there. So you can use that particular field, or you can select that, or you can write at the comment that what you needed. So we could able to help you with that particular course contents and durations and everything. Yes, we do provide the training for the Python for system admins as well, not just for development. So this particular webinar we targeted for the development side, but yes, we do provide support or training for the purpose of system admin as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, any other questions, guys? From anyone?
I don't see any chart page. I mean, any pages to write the feedback here on the
You
screen.
mean to not on the screen? I have given you in the chat window. Chat window option is available at 1 second. Let me share my screen and I will show you.
Chat and channel meetings only.
So if you see, can you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So in the top, there is like show conversation. One option is available.
Yeah.
If you click on it, this is the chat window. Is that opening for everyone? The
No.
chat window.
No.
Okay, I will.
Sir, it is locked for us.
Okay, 1 minute. Like I'm just making everybody presenter. But even that will not. Okay, have you guys registered already? From the website, did you guys receive that email on the invite link? Have you guys received in the email?
Yes, sir.
So whosoever received that email, so you will be receiving the feedback form in the email as well. Okay. For the people who have not registered, so can you able to please quickly I will provide you a number. You can send your name, email ID and mobile number alone to that particular number. I will screen the number here. So that you will be receiving all other information or future whatsoever webinar we're going to conduct and the events, every information you guys will be receiving from there. Just give me a minute, that is starting. Yeah. You can send your details to or either of these two numbers. I think you can able to see the screen right now.
No. Whiteboarding in progress. That's the
Sorry?
screen. Whiteboarding in progress. That's
Yeah,
the
you can click on that whiteboard. Oh, loading is in progress. Okay, fine. So once it is loaded, you can able to see. Once somebody can able to see, just let me know.
For now, only members of this ORG can participate. Soon you'll be able to.
HF, you can share your screen, open the notepad and type it better.
That's what I'm doing it now. So can you able to see my screen now? Oh, it went off again. 1 minute. Oh, again, I'm sharing my screen, stopping sharing. Is this now visible?
Yeah.
Sir, we have to WhatsApp on those numbers.
Yeah, you can WhatsApp or send a SMS about your. We need your name, email, and mobile number. So you just give this in three information. We will be reaching you with a feedback form. Also, like while sending, you can even send your specific questions also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I will even like put the link for the over here. but I don't know, like you could able to copy and paste it or not. Like you, it is like few characters only. You can type it, but still, I'm just giving you here. This is the actual feedback form. But don't try to type it. Instead of that, you can send a message to us so that we could able to respond you back. We can call you and we can help you out. That would be better.
Sir, currently I'm doing manual testing course. How it will be related to Python development? May I have any ideas like regarding how to start?
Yeah, so especially if you're in the area of testing, you have lots of thing to cover. So you have you have PyQt, you have Selenium modules where you can upgrade yourself from manual testing to automation testing. So most of the jobs cover today in terms of testing needs Selenium as one of the major line item. So primary skills, everybody looking for at least Selenium or PyQt based testing. All these are again Python based framework. So if you want to upgrade yourself from manual to automation testing, I think rather than web development, you can concentrate on application testing using Selenium, browser testing using Selenium, automated testing, those areas. So I think it would be very, very good to get started.
Okay, sir.
So if no questions, then we can close the call. And thanks for participation. Please do submit your feedbacks or reach us on the mobile numbers whatsoever it is displayed on the screen. But we will be available here. If you have some other questions, yes, you can able to reach us. Still, we will be available until 7 o'clock. Thank you. Okay, then we are all on time. Thanks, Anand. Let's close this call.
Thanks. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.